Hello, Terps fans. Thank you guys for tuning in for our pregame report. My name is Bailey Unchester. I'm joined with my friend Andy Parr, and we are at West Virginia's home rink, Milan Park Ice Pavilion. We are ready for a good showdown between these two teams who are really looking to make a bit of a stance for themselves in this Southeast Division.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Maryland needs to win badly this weekend. Tomorrow's the one that counts for conference standings, but this Maryland team really needs to pick up both of these just to get the confidence back up heading into that really important game tomorrow and just get back in the win column. It's been a bit of a tough stretch for this Terps team over the last month. Just getting back into the win column tonight against West Virginia would do wonders for the confidence in that locker room after that Connecticut weekend.
Yeah, and I do think that Connecticut weekend's still good for Maryland. Gave them some looks at some teams they haven't seen. Gave them a bit of a break from this Southeast Division that's been giving them a bit of trouble so far. But we are back again, as we said, against West Virginia. They are one of the bottom teams in this Premier League. So if Maryland's going to do it any night, it's going to be tonight.
Absolutely. We watched West Virginia very closely at the ACC showcase. I was on call for 2 of their games and technical directed a third. And my biggest takeaway about this Mountaineer team is that they know how to play together as a team about better than anybody in the ACC Premier. They don't have a lot of star power. They balance their scoring well, but they know how to play systems, stay defensive, and they all work together so fluidly. So they're not going to give you too many opportunities, and you need to take advantage when they come if you're Maryland.
But the Terps, again, coming out strong after the week break over Thanksgiving. Still have number 1 goalie Shano in net tonight for Maryland. And a key thing to look out for tonight, we are switching up the defense pairs a little bit, something that Maryland usually tried to keep pretty consistent. That top pairing of Brian Teske and Eli Petter not playing together tonight.
Yeah, Sean Amon will play with Brian Teske at least to start the night. We were talking with assistant coach Trevor Drake before the game. They're just trying to shuffle up the defensive pairs, try and balance out the more offensive-minded guys a little bit with some more defensive-minded guys. Eli Petter and Brian Teske, 2 big-time offense-first defensemen. Now pairing Teske with someone like Sean Amon, you get a little bit more balance on that first pair, and we'll see how that goes for Maryland tonight.
Definitely a key thing to look out for, but for me, that's my top story of the game. I don't know if you have anything, Andy.
Yeah, tonight we will see a University of Maryland record broken. The first time Chase Wilson touches the ice tonight, he will become Maryland's all-time leader in games played at 116.
Yeah. Big
Big milestone for Maryland's alternate captain.
Yeah, the alternate captain, as Andy was just saying, a big piece for the Terps team for 5 years now, I believe. 5th-year guy, obviously been such a consistent part of that Terrapin lineup. Big part of usually that 4th line, that anchoring veteran line, and you're going to see him tonight just as much as you've seen clearly for the past 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Chase is so big for the locker room, and then the way that he plays the game doesn't always get on the point sheet, but he has a constant effect on his opponents, not afraid to throw around his weight and get in their heads. He's a crucial part of this Terp squad. It's why he wears a letter, and it's a big moment for him to take such a prestigious record for this club. And we'll be back for puck drop in a little over 8 minutes here from the Hope Gas Ice Pavilion in Morgantown. Very nice arena that we have here tonight. Bailey and I will be back soon. Welcome to the Maryland Hockey Network. My name is Andy Parr, joined alongside Bailey Unchester, and we are here tonight for you from Morgantown, West Virginia at the Hope Gas Ice Pavilion for tonight's matchup between the Terps and the Mountaineers. Bailey, big game for Maryland tonight. The bigger one comes tomorrow afternoon, but what do the Terps need to do to get back into the win column against this Mountaineer squad?
Yeah, the Terps are desperate tonight, to put it lightly, and I think that they just have to really eliminate those really small mistakes that seem to be killing them in our last few games at least. If they can stay connected, really play with their instinct and practice what they've, been working on throughout the past few weeks, they have a really serious chance here to do some damage.
2 weeks ago, they played 3 really competitive games in Connecticut, lost all 3. This weekend, they're looking for a new challenge. And Chase Wilson, in his all-time leading 116th game as a Terp, wins the opening draw, and we are underway from Morgantown. Wilson deflects that one into the offensive zone, so no ice here. Warner back to Chase as he's checked into the boards by George Best. Trying to hold it at the points. Facciano, he can't, and now here comes Gallagher. Gallagher 2-on-1 developing with Dylan Williams, but Gallagher can't handle that puck. Teske pokes it away. At the point, it's held in for the moment by Best, and then Wilson applies some pressure to push it over center ice. Chase Wilson chasing Camden Briggs for that puck. Briggs wins the foot race. Around the boards, Williams sends it up for Rogers. Held in at the point by Amon. He'll send it down low. Facciano in front for Wilson. Good early save for J.P. Zuck right there. J.P. Zuck, the only one of the 3 West Virginia goalies we did not see at the showcase, gets some early action right there against Chase Wilson. Behind the West Virginia net, it's Gallagher. Up the boards for Williams. He'll send it back around. Nobody home on that first pass. Ultimately ends up in center back with Gallagher. He'll dump it in past the red line. No ice here. Mountaineers need to change. Andre Serra slowing things down for Maryland. Up ahead for Body. James Body with speed through neutral. Sends it across for Harnan, but that one just offside. We got our first whistle at 18:49 of the first period.
That was a very dominant first few minutes there for the Terps. West Virginia's main chance was on that breakaway from Gallagher, who just couldn't seem to pull the trigger for some reason, but that really helped the Terps catch a break and get that puck on the other side and have it stay there for a while.
Francis Gallagher had a 2-on-1 developing, couldn't handle the puck cleanly, and Brian Teske poked it the other way for the Terps. Then at the other side, Chase Wilson with a nice chance in tight on J.P. Zuck as we get an icing on the Mountaineers right here. Offensive zone draw up coming from Maryland. Terps will keep their first line out on the ice here. Patrick Harnan to take this face-off against Carlisle. Two of them tied up. Harnan finds the loose puck, tries to send it towards the net. That one goes wide, collected in the corner for the moment by Ben Ferguson, but he's checked hard into the boards and has to throw that one through center, but it's right at Pharisee, so no ice, and he'll cover. 18:24 left here in the first period. Shots on goal, one apiece between the Terps and the Mountaineers. Jack Pharisee stopping a puck for the first time tonight. This one will come to his right. Or apologies, his left. Face-off dot. This will be Harnan against Colby Sims. Sims wins it, sends it wide of the Maryland cage. First one there is going to be Eli Petter. Petter trying to push it over the blue line. It's held in by Charlie Wogish. Around the boards, it's picked up by Sims for West Virginia. Sims is taken off the puck there by Body. Body sending it around to the other side. Wogish there for the Mountaineers. Charlie Wogish down low. This is Hollander. Jacob Hollander pressured there by Eli Petter. In front, shot from Sims goes high. Kept in at the point by Starr. Down low for Hollander. Hollander inside for Wogish in tight. Pharisee with the pad save, and the rebound's cleared out. Still held in by Carter Brown. That shot intercepted by Patrick Harnan, and the Terps get back into neutral. Some good opportunities for West Virginia right there. Jack Pharisee with his best stop early in this one. Petter around the boards for his defensive partner, Sarah. Sarah, long pass there. He was looking for Grant Warner. That one out of his reach will turn into an icing. 17:26 left here in the first.
As Andy was saying, some great chances for West Virginia back there. In my opinion, I believe their best one was from Sims a few moments ago. You saw that he had the entire glove side of Pharisee wide open. He just skied that puck a little bit, got too excited. Terps catch a break there. We're going to see if they can get it out of their zone again.
Face off here, won by Grant Warner. Petter passes it back up to him, and now Warner's got it through neutral. Warner will send this one around the glass, picked up by Tommy Pilkington on the far side. Pilkington down for Romps. Romps sending it around the boards. First one there is going to be Ambrosi for West Virginia. Pressured there by Grant Warner. Mountaineers still poking at it. It gets into center. Jack Rakowskis sends it back in for Maryland. J.P. Zuck will stay in his net and command instructions. Mountaineers can't get it out. In front, here's Romps with the backhand chance that he can't get all of. Mountaineers now back in center. This is Adam Scott. Has that puck taken away by Grant Warner. Warner will slow things down in the Maryland end. That pass is offline for Rakowskis. Scott has it again, leaves for Weichel. That was a delayed offside, though. West Virginia forced to check up. Tommy Pilkington picking up some speed into the offensive zone. That one just barely offside as Pilkington was falling into the zone. 16:31 left here in the first period.
Looks like Pilkington and Sullivan got tied up a bit there on those far boards, and we're going to maybe see this game get pretty physical pretty quickly.
West Virginia got very physical in their ACC Showcase opener against Penn State 3 weeks ago at the St. James. This Mountaineer squad is definitely not afraid of laying the body against their opponents. This one is taken away in neutral by Teske. Sends it for Amon. Amon will dump this in from the red line. Around the boards, first one there is going to be Mohan. Mohan taking Dylan Williams into the boards right there. Duchesne joins the battle, gets it out to the point for Teske. Teske on the far point with a shot tipped by, that was Cam Horan getting a stick on it. A nice save there for J.P. Zuck. Maryland's still dangerous here. Teske can't handle that pass cleanly, though, and he's forced to retreat to center. Teske trying to keep the pressure on, sends it right back in. Camden Briggs there for West Virginia. Briggs sends it up for Rogers. Rogers can't handle it cleanly, and Eli Petter sends it back the other way. Zuck will go behind his net to play this one. He leaves for Best. George Best looking for a passing lane. He'll try and go high through center. Facciano was there for Maryland, and Andre Serra picks up the puck. Facciano trying to get around Rogers. He'll be able to poke it past him. Chase Wilson, though, couldn't take it into the offensive zone. Andre Serra still with the puck in neutral for Maryland. Plays it up for Blake Warner. Warner backhands it into the West Virginia end, but it's taken away by the Mountaineers. Only gets it as far as Eli Petter. Up ahead for Facciano. Facciano dumps it in from the far side. He needs a change. Around the boards, Ben Ferguson picking it up for the Mountaineers, but he can't get past the blue line for now. Now Francis Gallagher leaves for Ferguson in neutral. Ferguson picking up speed. Ferguson pressured there by Blake Warner. Good poke check there, and Facciano will leave it for Andrew Wallace. Wallace tried to play that one around for Rakowskis. That puck took a funny bounce. Maryland's able to push it into neutral. Carter Brown with the takeaway. Now this is Szynski. Back for Rogers. That's Starr. Starr with a dump in from center. First one there will be Andrew Wallace of Maryland. Wallace trying to get it past Ferguson. Ferguson playing it in deeper. In front, Jack Rakowskis. Good job to clear out that puck before it could get more dangerous for the Mountaineers. Carter Brown can't handle it at the blue line, and West Virginia stuck in neutral again. Starr into the offensive zone on the near circle for Carlisle. That shot there blocked by Wallace as Wallace takes Carlisle down. At the point, this is held in by Wogish. Wogish drops for Starr. Long-range shot, pad saved by Pharisee. Carter Brown keeping it in on the far side for right now, sending it down low. Rakowski's first one there. He'll play it around for Wallace. Wallace trying to play it up ahead. Can't get it past Carlisle. Now here come the Mountaineers again. That one from Hollander was way offline on his pass, and Sims will recollect in center. Up ahead for Hollander. Hollander leaves for Wogish. Charlie Wogish on the near circle. Good stick check there. Now Sims has it. Colby Sims behind the Maryland net. Sims waiting for a passing lane to open. He finds Young. Young at the point with a shot there blocked by James Body, and Harnan collects the puck. Maryland now trying to catch him in transition. Here's Schreibman. Schreibman taking it into the near boards. Will leave down low for Harnan. Harnan up to the point for Eamon. He can't quite handle that, but he leaves it for Harnan. Harnan with a shot there blocked by Brown. Sean Eamon still with it on the near point. Rings it around the boards down low. First one there will be Tommy Pilkington. Leads to the point for Teskey. That shot was blocked along the way and goes well wide. Collected on the near side by Schreibman. Has it taken away by Wogish. Charlie Wogish will leave for Sims as both teams are in change. Colby Sims up ahead finds Hollander. Hollander will dump this one right at Pharisee, so no ice. Brian Teskey picking up the puck in the Maryland end, trying to start a breakout here. Teskey still with the puck. Plays it off the boards for Pilkington. Pilkington trying to get it up even further. He's able to find Grant Warner. Now Warner into the offensive zone for Maryland on the far side. Warner inside. He was looking for Romps. That one just skipped his stick. James Romps on the near boards. Inside for Warner. Warner tried to play it back to the outside. West Virginia was able to take away that puck, and Weichel dumps it into the offensive end. Jack Pharisee needs a breather for all of us, and he'll cover with 12:28 left here in the first.
That was a lot of hockey with no stopping right there. I mean, some of those guys out there for both sides out there for probably close to 2 minutes at a time there, and very few changes in between. Again, probably that was a good 3 or 4 minutes without any whistles going on. We're at 12:28 here in the first period. Shots, where's shots at?
We don't have shots on goal in arena. I knew
Thought
it was
we
1-1 at the time at first. Luke Mohan with a shot there. Rebound, Duchesne, score! Travis Duchesne picks up the rebound off the pad of Zuck and snipes it over the glove side to make it 1-0 Terps.
West Virginia, they're not great on those stretch passes. That's when they give up the breakaways. And when Terps get those quick chances in that offensive zone, they're not very good at recovering there. That's how the Terps and Travis Duchesne were able to capitalize right there at 12:17 in the first.
That's what we alluded to in the pregame show. To beat this West Virginia squad, you need to catch them in transition. Luke Mohan spotting the 2-on-1, does the classic pad pass with a shot off of J.P. Zuck. Travis Duchesne has nobody around him, able to snipe it over the glove side of Zuck. Is that one a chance for Gallagher? Good save for Pharisee. Rebound there for Williams. Pharisee covers up the 5-hole with his stick and pounces on it with the glove.
Big test for Pharisee there. You saw that puck coming through back and forth at a lot of different angles on this close post. He was able to deny all of those, eventually gloving it in, giving the Terps a chance to change off here.
West Virginia was looking to get it right back there. Jack Pharisee had the answer, first on Francis Gallagher, then on Dylan Williams. Gallagher wins this faceoff here at the point. It's Briggs with a shot. That one's blocked by Warner. In neutral, Briggs recollects it for West Virginia. Up ahead, he was looking for Rogers. That pass interrupted by Rakowskis, and now Williams has got it. Williams working 1-on-2. Rakowskis takes him into the boards. Blake Warner now trying to get the puck in the near side. He can't get it from Rogers. Rogers looking for a pass. He finds Best at the point. George Best backhands it off the skate of Gallagher. That one took a funny hop. Behind the net, they were trying to play it in front. Andrew Wallace there for Maryland to get it out. Facciano pads that one into center. Now this is Best. Best with a dump and attempt there, partially blocked by Blake Warner, and now he'll collect the puck and send it back into neutral. Chase Wilson will be the first one there for Maryland. Wilson just trying to keep some pressure on as the Terps are in the middle of a change. Briggs with the puck. Camden Briggs on the near circle with a shot. Stick save for Pharisee. Right back to Brian Teskey. Teskey sends this one around the near side and finds Body. Body up ahead for Schreibman. That one off of his skate. Harnan still with it in the offensive end. Leads for Schreibman. Across for Body. Couldn't quite get the last shot off. James Body still with it on the near side. Body leaves it for Schreibman, who has to give it to Teske in center. Teske sends it high right above Zuck. First one there will be Starr. Starr around the boards. Is able to find Hollander, who pushes it into center. Schreibman will be the first one there for Maryland. Gets tied up there with Ferguson. No call from either official. Teske, long stretch pass here. He finds Body. Body, though, good defensive recovery from Starr to take him off the puck. Maryland still dangerous here. Harnan trying to play it in front. That one blocked by Carlisle. Behind the net, this is Hollander. Hollander picking up speed in center. Hollander darting to the far side. Gets stalled up by Andre Serra for a moment. Hollander now around the boards. First one there is going to be Pilkington, who's able to poke it around Wogish. West Virginia still keeps on the pressure for a moment. Andre Serra there for Maryland. He'll find Romps in center. Romps dumping it in from the red line. At the point, this is held in by Romps. Leaves for Warner. Grant Warner with a shot. Zuck didn't seem to have an eye on it. He shoots it high. Grant Warner still with the puck. At the point for Serra, long-range shot there. Good tip from Romps. That one goes wide of the net. Tommy Pilkington picking up that puck on the far side. Big puck battle on the far boards. Tommy Pilkington trying everything he can to get it from Maryland, but Colby Sims comes out with it for West Virginia. 2-on-1 developing here. Sims and Wogish. Sims across Wogish. What a stop by Pharisee! Jack Pharisee got back with the pad on the one-time attempt in the 2-on-1. Maryland now the other way. Young working one-on-one against Warner. Young wins that battle and plays it up for Sims. Colby Sims in center. Sims stalled up by a couple of Terps. That one dribbles to Pharisee and he'll cover. 8:59 left here in the first period. Jack Pharisee with a robbery on Charlie Wogish moments ago.
Pharisee has all angles of that net covered tonight. You saw him go literally into the splits there to desperately slide over that close post, robbing that Mountaineer chance just a few moments ago. The reason the Terps are still up in this game.
Adam Scott to take this face-off against Mohan. Mohan wins it. Wallace around the boards for Duchesne. Duchesne, some light pressure from Weichel. He'll leave it for Rakowskis. Rakowskis back for Wallace. Andrew Wallace trying to start a breakout. Finds Duchesne. That pass, though, gets taken away by a Mountaineer. This is Ambrosi. Ambrosi in front. That one patted aside by Pharisee. Rakowskis collects that rebound. He'll play for Wallace. Andrew Wallace back for Rakowskis. Rakowskis carries the blue line and he'll dump this in. Duchesne will be the first one there. Duchesne trying to get in front. Shot saved there by Zuck on Haran. Wallace back in front for Haran again. He couldn't get the shot off cleanly. Wallace another chance from the point. That one blocked down in front. And West Virginia pushes it the length of the ice. Andrew Wallace recollecting it for Maryland. Plays for Rakowskis. Rakowskis up ahead finds Haran. Haran will dump this one in. Terps changing personnel. George Best there for West Virginia trying to get a breakout going. Can't get it past Blake Warner. Warner up ahead. That one intercepted by Rogers, and he'll play it into the offensive zone for the Mountaineers. Teske there for Maryland. Facciano can't get it past Briggs at the point. Briggs with the keep in on the far side. Sends it down low. Henry Scriven there for Maryland. Scriven trying to play it around. Far point. Briggs can't hold it in. This one goes into neutral. Camden Briggs in the West Virginia zone. Finds Rogers. Rogers uses the glass to get this one in. First one there is going to be Gallagher, pressured by Scriven. Teske with a big check in the corner. Now Ferguson on the far circle with a shot, saved by Pharisee. Delayed call coming up on the Terps. Henry Scriven touches up. So we get the whistle, but West Virginia heading to the first power play this evening.
It looks like they're going to be taking off Brian Teske for what happened back there in those far boards. We're going to get the official call, too, for tripping. Again, Teske just getting a bit tied up with, did you say specifically who that was?
That was Gallagher.
That was Gallagher,
in the corner.
Yeah. Getting a first look at the Terps penalty kill tonight, which has been really hit or miss lately.
Yep, the Terps penalty kill had its moments in Connecticut. Struggled against the Camels, but was lights out against both the Huskies and the Pioneers in the final two games of the weekend. This West Virginia squad runs a fairly standard power play, a 1-3-1 most of the time. Harnan with the face-off win. Trying to play it for Serra. He couldn't get it cleanly, and Pharisee will cover that one up. First 4 seconds of the penalty gone. Harnan will go up against Sims at the dot again. Sims wins this one forward. Andre Serra there for Maryland, but he can't get it out cleanly. Around the boards, this will be picked up by Williams. Dylan Williams on the near side, pressured by Duchesne. Williams will play it to the point for Wogish. Charlie Wogish sends for Starr. Starr, long shot there, blocked by Harnan. Harnan now able to clear at the length of the ice. Good block from Patrick Harnan. Sean Amon played it up ahead to Harnan again, and number 17 in red sends it down. Starr resetting behind Zuck. Starr finds Wogish. Wogish trying to feed Hollander there. That pass was too long. Sean Amon trying to get it past Hollander. Keeps it in for the moment. Amon still with the puck. Charlie Wogish, though, brings some pressure, and West Virginia has possession. Behind the Maryland net, this is Sims for Wogish on the near circle. Wogish down low to Sims again. Colby Sims back to the point. It's Wogish. Wogish across for Starr. Starr down low, Hollander. Hollander trying to feed it inside. Couldn't get the shot off there was Williams. Held in at the point, though, by Starr. Down on the far side, that's Hollander. Around behind the net, he's able to find Williams. Williams there facing some pressure from Amon. Gets to Sims. Wogish shot that goes just wide. Charlie Wogish on the far side. Trying to keep the pressure on this power play. 38 ticks left on the penalty to Teske. That shot there, glove save for Pharisee. He deflects it high. Colby Sims still with it at the West Virginia point. Down to the circle, inside, Wogish. That one he didn't get off cleanly. Starr with a point shot, blocked by Serra. Rebound off the post, and Harnan clears it down. Flurry of opportunity there's for the Mountaineers. Couldn't convert on any of them. Patrick Harnan finally finds a loose puck and sends it the length of the ice. 10 seconds left on the penalty to Teske. Ambrosi slowing things down for West Virginia. 2-1. Teske's out of the box. Terps get their first penalty kill of the night. We're back to 5-on-5. Weichel into the offensive zone. That one offside as Rogers was just over the blue line. 5:06 left here in the first period. Your score still Maryland 1, West Virginia 0.
The Mountaineers were definitely the most dangerous towards that latter half of their power play. Really not able to set up super efficiently during that first minute or so, but those chances, again, that post really bailed Pharisee and the Terps out, but still some good killing from them, making sure that we're still up 1-0 with just about 5 minutes left to play.
Yep, West Virginia did not convert on their power play chances, and Maryland made no mistakes anytime they had a clearing opportunity. Big penalty kill there for the Terps. Pilkington with it down low in the offensive zone for Maryland. Will play it to the near side for Rakauskas. Rakauskas at the near point will send it back around the boards. First one there is going to be Grant Warner. Warner inside. Pilkington with a shot. That one's muffled down in front. Still loose, though. J.P. Zuck thought his defenseman was going to take it. James Romps came in quick. Long-range shot from Petter. A pad save for Zuck. In the corner, Romps still with it. Out for Warner. He tried to send it in front. Nobody was home. Tommy Pilkington down low. Loses his balance. No call. Briggs slowing things down for West Virginia, and the Mountaineers finally push this into neutral. Taken away by the Terps again. That was Jack Rakauskas stalling up the play. Rakauskas still working against Carlisle here. He's able to push it into neutral. Eli Petter in the defensive zone. Across to Rakauskas. Back over for Petter. Petter, long pass there, finds Body as he tips it into the offensive zone. Zuck will go behind the net to play it, feeling the pressure from Body. He sends it around the boards. In front, Body tried to feed it back for Harnan. That pass just offline. Wogish trying to get things going in neutral for West Virginia. It's taken away again by the Terps. Here comes Harnan on the near side. Harnan with a shot, glove save for Zuck. No further play there as he snags that one out of the air.
Harnan was going for a bit of a snake eyes opportunity there. He looked to his right to try and throw Zuck off that he's passing a Body, and decides to take that shot himself with his head kind of on a swivel. Still on line, though, right at the glove of Zuck. Impressive from 17 in red there.
Harnan with a face-off win at the point. It's Amon. Across for Teske. Teske, long shot there, goes wide of the cage. Held in by Amon at the near point. Tries to play it down low, taken away by West Virginia, and Teske will reset in center. Brian Teske back skating slowly in his own end. Plays it into neutral. Young there for the Mountaineers. Didn't quite handle it cleanly, but he's able to find Sims. Colby Sims working 1-on-2. Checked off the puck there by Teske. Schreibman picks it up for Maryland. Plays it up for Harnan. Harnan, though, can't get it past Weichel, and Teske has to reset again. Sean Amon pushes it over the blue line, and now here comes Schreibman. Schreibman inside for Harnan. Body was trying to put it in front, blocked again by the Mountaineers. That time Young got in the shooting lane. Now here comes Amon again. Amon gets over the red line, so no ice as he dumps that one in. First one there will be Graydon Iannello of the Mountaineers. Up on the near side, this is Scott. Adam Scott. Chip in there. Goes wide of Pharisee. Andrew Wallace there for Maryland. Leaves for Mohan. Mohan has that puck taken away by Ambrosi. Ambrosi at the point. This is Iannello with a shot. Saved by Pharisee. He'll squeeze it to his chest. 2:28 left here in the first period. Terps still lead 1-0. West Virginia, a few opportunities lately. Jack Pharisee, the answer every time.
Terps again sticking with this third line here. Mohan taking the face-off against Scott.
Carter Brown with it on the far side. A shot there, pad aside by Pharisee. In the corner, first one there was Scott. He sends it down low. First one there is Wallace. Wallace in a puck battle. Tries to get it free for Mohan. Weichel still there for West Virginia, but squirts out to Rakauskas. Rakauskas up ahead for Haran. He pushes it into center, but he was checked hard there. Andrew Wallace with it again for Maryland. Wallace has that pass taken away by Dylan Williams. Williams, though, just dump this into the zone. Rakauskas there for Maryland. Rakauskas facing some pressure from Williams. Able to find Haran. Cam Haran tried to leave that one for Mohan. Both of them overskated the puck, but West Virginia will go shorthanded here. Interference on Dylan Williams as he got tied up with Luke Mohan in center ice.
Gonna get a first look at this Terp power play, although it's gonna be a bit abbreviated with just 1:46 left to play here. Still, though, some decent time for them to set up. We've seen, again, another hit-or-miss situation for the Terps is their power play themselves. We saw the 3-on-5 goal last weekend. Let's hope for not that again, but...
Yeah, that was not pretty, to say the least. Teske sends it down low for Harnan. That one skips over his stick. Best tries to get it out. Eli Petter can't hold it in on the near side. West Virginia gets an early clear. Jack Pharisee goes out of his net to leave it for Teske. Teske down for Petter. Petter across, finds Harnan. Harnan into the offensive zone on the far side. Harnan rings it around the boards. He finds Petter on the near end. Petter on the near circle. Goes south of the goal. Up tight, he was trying to find Teske. That pass was offline, and look out here. Here comes Colby Sims with speed. Colby Sims short-handed, backhand, saved by Pharisee. Jack Pharisee gets Colby Sims with the pad and covers it up with his glove. A short-handed save for number 32 in red.
West Virginia keeps going for this close post here. Pharisee has the answer every single time. They're known to be they can capitalize on their breakaways, West Virginia, but again, Pharisee, the backbone for this Terrapin team in net. So good so far in this first period.
Schreibman wins the defensive zone draw. Maryland trying to set up their power play. Adam Scott trying to kill more time. Under a minute to go in the frame, just over a minute in the penalty to Dylan Williams. Pilkington at the point finds Warner. Across for Amon. Back across for Pilkington. He couldn't get the one-timer off cleanly. Schreibman still with it down low. Sends it around for Amon. Sean Amon on the far circle. Amon slowing things down. Gets it back at the far point. Long-range shot there. Save, rebound. Another one for Zuck. That time on Schreibman. Michael Schreibman, the rebound opportunity in tight. J.P. Zuck able to cover it with his glove.
And Zuck, the third-string goalie for this Mountaineers squad, but he has been decent tonight, only letting up that one goal earlier in the period. But it looks like the Mountaineers have 3 complete goalies in their tandem, which keep them in close games. Even if they don't win a lot, all of their games are going to be close. West
Virginia, a very defensive-minded team, does not like to give up a lot of grade A opportunities. That one there, that shot from Warner got blocked down. 20 seconds left in the period. Grant Warner, long-range shot, another block there. That one coming for Francis Gallagher. Warner still keeps it in. West Virginia bench very impressed with their number 22. Back-to-back blocks of Grant Warner. Big hit in the corner. This will be another penalty on West Virginia. Tommy Pilkington with it behind the Mountaineer net. In front, Warner with a shot, blocked again by Francis Gallagher. That'll run out the period, but it'll be an abbreviated 5-on-3 when we return for the second period of play.
We saw that again. Chippy there behind the net. Started really with that push to Schreibman. off of his chances. But again, another 5-on-3 opportunity for the Terps. We're going to see what the officials, I don't know if they'll signal it if everyone's coming off, but
yeah, it appears they're just going to the scorekeeper table to inform them of the penalty. So we will try and find out during intermission what that official call is, but end of the story, after 1, Terps 1, Mountaineers 0. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the second period here in Morgantown. Welcome back to the Maryland Hockey Network for the second period of play here in Morgantown. My name is Andy Parr, joined alongside Bailey Unchester. And the Terps have a 1-0 lead over the Mountaineers as we enter this second period of play, and Maryland will have 13 seconds of 5-on-3 to begin this period. As they win the faceoff, this is James Body. Body leaves for Harnan with a long-range shot saved there by Zuck in the corner. Body picks it back up, held in by Petter. To the point, it's Teske. Teske back for Petter on the far circle. To the point of Teske again. Another shot there as Dylan Williams comes out of the box for 5-on-4. Harnan score! Patrick Harnan with a rebound goal right in front as Dylan Williams stepped out of the box. It's a power play strike for Maryland, 2-0 Terps.
And Patrick Harnan had all the time in the world, it seemed like, to put that one on. He missed his first chance point blank, but he was able to get that rebound right back and sneak that one right past Zuck again. Obviously, West Virginia very limited there to help Zuck out on those posts. Harnan and the Terps power play able to capitalize.
Harnan potting that goal behind Zuck right as Dylan Williams got back out onto the ice. So it is a 5-on-4 goal. No more power play for Maryland. But they do convert during that 5-on-4 very early on. Less than 30 seconds into the second period, the Terps double their lead over the Mountaineers. That one deflected into the netting by Charlie Wogish, so we get another whistle here. 36 seconds here into the second frame. Travis Duchesne, your first goal of the night for Maryland in the first period. Patrick Harnan striking moments ago. Chase Wilson to take this face-off against Colby Sims. Wilson wins it, and now Sean Amon into the offensive zone. Amon with a shot there, goes wide of Zuck. Warner picks it up on the near boards. Warner down low for Amon. Amon trying to play it forward for Warner. Warner's able to get it. He'll send it back around the boards. First one there is Colby Sims of West Virginia. He's hit into the boards there by Wilson, and now Chase Wilson with the puck for Maryland. Wilson sending it down low. First one there is George Best of the Mountaineers, but he loses it to Wilson. Wilson with a shot there off the bat of Zuck. Rebound, another chance for Wilson, and it's held by Zuck. Chase Wilson in his record-setting game here tonight with a lot of opportunities so far.
We've seen it from the first minute of that first period. Chase Wilson is hungry tonight. He, again, record-setting game, and he wants to make this one count with some great chances in close there on Zuck.
Chase Wilson had the first scoring chance of the game, that one-timer right in front of Zuck just about a minute into the first period as that shot there is deflected just wide of the cage by Harnan. Ambrosi really trying to slow things down for West Virginia. He's got on the far side. Ambrosi trying to play it across. He finds Starr. Starr chips it into the offensive end. That's right at Pharisee, and he'll cover. 18:33 left here in the second period. First time Jack Pharisee's had to use his glove in this middle frame. Face-off will come to his left.
Yeah, we're starting off very similar to how we did in the first, where the first few minutes of both of these periods here have been really all Terps, but now we're on the other end for the first time in this second.
Tie-up face-off there. West Virginia gets possession in the corner. This is Ambrosi. Checked off the puck there by Patrick Harnan. Harnan there taken into the boards by Adam Scott. Going up the side, Michael Schreibman ends up with it for Maryland. That pass clicks off of James Body, and Body will chase it into the offensive zone. Loses that foot race to Starr. Now Starr with it for West Virginia, has that pass interrupted momentarily, and now this is Scott. Adam Scott into the offensive zone for West Virginia, and Weichel couldn't get a shot off there. Weichel still dangerous for the Mountaineers, finds Ambrosi. On the far side, Patrick Harnan's able to get it over the blue line. Starr just takes it right back in for the Mountaineers. First one there is Andre Serra. Serra sends it around. Finds Petter up ahead for Body. Now for Schreibman, that pass was just offline. Young with the takeaway there for the Mountaineers. He sends it up for Williams. Dylan Williams into the offensive zone looking for Rogers there. That pass was off the mark. Grant Warner on the near corner, working one-on-one against Francis Gallagher. Gallagher comes out with the puck. Eli Petter now joins the battle, and it squirts loose as it goes into center. This one, no ice here. J.P. Zuck goes out to tap it for Jared Outward. Outward. Up ahead, finds Williams. He'll tip it in from center ice as he needs a change. First one there is Gallagher. Francis Gallagher down low, taken away by Rakowskis. Jack Rakowskis trying to find Pilkington. He will. Pilkington gets it over the blue line, but West Virginia there again. It's Young. Young sends it right at Andrew Wallace. Wallace settling things down for the Terps, finds Roms. Romps backhands that one over to Rakowskis. Up ahead finds Warner. That one, though, just off the tip of his blade. West Virginia gets possession again. Here come the Mountaineers. This is Szynski. Szynski checked off the puck by Wallace. Wallace taking Szynski into the boards. The two of them fighting for it. Szynski ends up with the puck. Jack Rakowskis there for Maryland to take him down to the far side. At the point, this is Young. Young on the far point. Down to the circle. Young level with the net there, sends that one behind the cage, taken away by the Terps again. This is Warner. Grant Warner picking up speed, looking for a passing lane. He'll just choose to dump it in from the blue line as Maryland needs a change. This is outward for the Mountaineers. Up ahead, trying to find Szynski. Szynski lost his footing, and Mohan trying to push it the other way for Maryland. West Virginia ends up with the puck, but that clearing attempt is wide of Pharisee, so icing here with 16 minutes left in the middle frame.
West Virginia looking a bit tired, but unable to change here. So we're going to see how this group of skaters is going to fend off against another offensive zone draw here for the Terps.
Good sportsman there from West Virginia's number 6, Dylan Young. He saw a Maryland stick loose on the ice, tossed it into the Terp bench for Maryland. Luke Mohan wins that face-off in the corner. It's hit to the point by Teske, and that shot goes wide of Zuck. James Romps on the far side finds Mohan. Across for Duchesne. That pass just offline. Duchesne still shoots it. Gloved out of the air by Zuck as we've got a big tie-up in the corner featuring James Romps. I can't quite see. I believe that was Dylan Young, the two of them getting in with each other. Sorry, that was Cam Haran.
Yeah.
It's Cam Haran and Dylan Young. Both of them well on the ice in the corner on that far side. Officials discussing. Doesn't look like there will be penalties to either side.
It looked like that was just a bit of an unintentional tie-up, and they kind of were just so, tied up with each other. Neither could get up, and then that's what caused that escalation to get as deep as it did. So I think that's fair choice, not taking anybody off for that, but definitely an interesting play there.
Mohan with another face-off win. This is Teske. Teske rings it around, finds Haran behind the West Virginia net. Haran into the near boards, taken there by George Best. Best and Haran still fighting for the puck. Haran pushes it for Duchesne. Back to the point, it's Teske. Across finds Amon. Amon, long shot there, is blocked by Wogish, and it squirts out into center. Brian Teske, first one there for the Terps. Plays it off the end boards for Amon. Back over to Teske. Maryland's captain sends it up for Duchesne. Duchesne slowing things down. He'll send it across to Amon. Amon picking up speed on the far side. Try to feed Mohan in front. Couldn't get a shot off there as Briggs loses his stick. Sean Amon behind the West Virginia net. Leaves for Haran. Has that puck taken away by George Best. Best still being pressured by Amon. The two of them fighting for that puck. Best comes out with it, but that pass is offline. Not quite enough, or yes, it does. That will be an icing. Still enough fresh ice there. That puck never seemed to lose speed, and West Virginia is forced to keep their same 5 on the ice.
Same issue that we saw just a few minutes ago. And again, one of the best chances coming right now for the Terps to capitalize. They've got that hungry fourth line out. Chase Wilson, Facciano, and Blake Warner.
Face off there, won by the Mountaineers, but Blake Warner gets possession. Down for Facciano. Back at the point for Serra. Serra cruising down to the circle with a shot. That one's blocked by Sims. Facciano checked off the puck there by Briggs. West Virginia trying to get a breakout, but they won't get it past Eli Petter in center. Petter into the offensive zone. This will be a delayed offside on Maryland as Facciano checks back up at the blue line. Warner with a nice keep in there. Facciano. Facciano, though, fans on the shot, and now Warner in the corner. Warner across for Wilson. That one was stuck on his backhand, so no clean shot there. Wogish now the other way. Good stick check there from Andre Serra to push that puck into the corner. Charlie Wogish rings it around behind Pharisee at the point. Brown there for the Mountaineers. Brown will send it all the way down for Starr to maintain possession. Starr finds Weichel. West Virginia's captain sends it up ahead to Scott. Adam Scott gets around Serra on the near circle in front, score. Owen Ambrosi, the tap in past Pharisee off a great pass from Adam Scott. It's 2-1.
It's a beautiful breakaway there from Scott, and he saw Ambrosi waiting all alone on that far post of Pharisee. We've seen him be really good on his close post towards his blocker side, but it seems like on his glove side here, that's in tight there. Ambrosi again waiting. He was able to come through for the Mountaineers there off of that beautiful feed.
It's a great pass from Adam Scott on that one. No chance for Jack Pharisee as Owen Ambrosi beat the Terps defense and just had to put his stick on the ice to tap that one past number 32 in red. Pharisee will cover up that one right off the face-off. 13:47 left here in the middle frame. West Virginia just cutting the lead in half thanks to Owen Ambrosi. This face-off will come to Pharisee's left. Adam Scott versus Patrick Harnan. Harnan and Scott tie it up. West Virginia gets possession and sends that puck wide to Pharisee, collected on the near boards by Ambrosi. Trying to leave for Brown. First one there is going to be Patrick Harnan. He'll get it back into center. Ambrosi sends it the other way for West Virginia. Starr trying to get into the zone, can't get it past. That was Harnan right there. Now slowing things down again, this is Brown. Up ahead for Scott. Scott can't handle that pass cleanly, and Rakowskis is there for Maryland. Jack Rakowskis up along the near side, finds Schreibman. Schreibman pokes it up ahead and gets the puck back himself. Schreibman, though, can't enter the zone cleanly. Rakowskis resets in center. Rakowskis on the far side, sending it across. Body's got on the near circle. Backhand in front. Zuck had to be ready for that one. Rakowskis trying to keep the pressure on down low. First one there, Carter Brown of West Virginia. Can't get it past Wallace at the near point. Wallace down low finds Body. James Body. Back up, finds Rakowskis. Rakowskis a long shot that goes wide of Zuck on the blocker side. Wallace down to Harnan. Inside Body with a shot. That one goes just wide. Rogers trying to chip it past Rakowskis. Can't get it past the blue line with Harnan, and now they get into neutral. Patrick Harnan, as the Terps are in the middle of the change, loses the puck there, and another 2-on-1. Rogers across. Gallagher saved by Pharisee. Francis Gallagher had a lot of room on that blocker side and sent it right into Pharisee's chest.
And again, that 2-on-1 developing there for West Virginia. That turned into a 2-on-nobody once Andrew Wallace committed there to that early dive. But Jack Pharisee, again, I feel like that's not the first time he's robbed Gallagher specifically tonight.
Francis Gallagher has had a lot of opportunities so far in this game, as Bailey just said. Jack Pharisee with all the answers so far on number 22 in blue. West Virginia trying to keep the pressure on, but that play offside at the line will go back to neutral. 12:13 to go here in period number 2. Maryland 2, West Virginia 1. Your goal scorers so far: Travis Duchesne and Patrick Harnan for the Terps. Owen Ambrosi for the Mountaineers. Grant Warner getting ready to take this face-off against Ethan Carlisle. Warner wins it, but it's slowly back there, and now Sean Amon collects it. James Romps on the near boards, can't get it past. That was Szynski at the point. Down low, Brian Teske, good defensive effort to take Ferguson off that puck. Sean Amon leaves it behind the net. Grant Warner's there for the Terps. Warner up ahead for Romps. He's able to get a stick on it, but this one will go the length of the ice for icing. Come all the way back down. 11:52 left here in the second period.
Maryland obviously keeping the same skaters on, but another look at this new defensive pair of Sean Amon and Brian Teske now switching out for Eli Petter. Sean Amon on this first line tonight, and I haven't seen, anything too good or too bad from that decision there so far.
Iannella with a shot there is blocked by Romps. Grant Warner collects the puck for Maryland, and now Pilkington's got speed the other way. Tommy Pilkington takes it to the far side, facing some pressure from Dylan Young. Young checks Pilkington into the boards. Wogish gets the puck for West Virginia, and now here comes Hollander. Hollander from center was able to carry the red line, no ice here. Sean Amon finds Teske. Teske's pass is held in at the point by Iannella. Down low, good check there from Sean Amon. Hollander still with the puck behind the Maryland goal. Jacob Hollander facing pressure from Teske. He'll leave it for Wogish. Everybody's still fighting for the puck on that far side. It ends up in the center, and James Romps is there for the Terps. Romps picking up speed. Here comes Pilkington, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Pilkington inside, trying to wrap. He didn't have the angle. Good recovery there from Iannella. At the point, Petter with a shot. Pad saved by Zuck. Henry Scriven with it on the far side for Maryland. Scriven trying to keep up the pressure there against Dylan Young. Young with the puck is able to find Hollander on that pass. Now here come the Mountaineers. This is Sims. Colby Sims has that shot deflected by Eli Petter out of play. That one well over the netting and hitting the rafters here in the Hope Gas Ice Pavilion.
That chance that developed just there for the Mountaineers looked very similar to the Terps chance, again, just a few minutes ago. 2-on-1 developing turned into a 2-on-nobody once their defenseman committed to that dive, but Tommy Pilkington just again ran out of room there, was forced to wrap and didn't have the angle, unfortunately.
Face-off won here by Mohan. Terps coming out again. This is Mohan. Up ahead finds Duchesne. Good speed here for Duchesne with a shot. Stick save for Zuck. That one touches the netting and goes out of play. This will set up an offensive zone draw for the Terps. Good opportunity there for Travis Duchesne. A nice stick save for J.P. Zuck. Coach Joe Carter will leave his third line out on the ice here for this offensive zone draw. Mohan wins the face-off, but that one just gets between Scriven and Petter. Eli Petter back there for Maryland. Weichel intercepts his pass in center, but a good recovery there from the Terps. Mohan's got it the other way. Mohan was 1-on-5 right there, so he just chips it right at Zuck. Mohan and Weichel both took each other down on the near side. Andrew Wallace now with the puck for the Terps. Wallace over the blue line, trying to get that one past Briggs. It leaves it for Duchesne with a shot there, blocked by Briggs. Camden Briggs picking up speed in his defensive end. Briggs trying to work 1-on-4 right here. Gets around Rakowskis. Briggs, though, still pressured by Rakowskis. Rakowskis checking him hard into the boards. Facciano ends up with the puck and gets it over the blue line. Trying to feed Haran right there. Good recovery from Owen Ambrosi to stall that up. Ambrosi coughed it up for a moment, though, and now here comes Gallagher the other way. Gallagher with a shot. That one goes wide of Pharisee. Lively rebound off the boards. Chase Wilson, the first one there, drops for Facciano. Facciano with a shot. He was hit there by Starr as that puck still dribbled to J.P. Zuck. Getting into some faster-paced open ice hockey here. Here comes Blake Warner. Warner on the near side, taken into the boards by Outward. Starr picks it up for the Mountaineers, sends it around for Rogers, held in at the point by Rakowskis, a long shot that goes wide of Zuck. Blake Warner maintains possession for the Terps. Warner trying to send it down low for Wilson. Starr is there for West Virginia, but he can't get it past Rakowskis at the far point. A shot there, saved by Zuck. The rebound was there for Chase Wilson. He couldn't get a rebound opportunity off. Gallagher trying to desperately get it out. He finds Dylan Williams, and Williams has a bit of room. Leaves for Gallagher with a shot. He muffled on that one, and it goes wide of Pharisee. Schreibman collects the puck for the Terps. Schreibman, good defensive play there from Starr to take Schreibman off the puck into the corner. Schreibman, great effort there to keep the forecheck going, finds Harnan. Harnan back out to the near point for Teske with a shot that goes wide of Zuck. Lively bounce off the boards. That one ends up with Rogers. He gets it around Amon and no ice here. Teske, long pass there for Body. James Body working 1-on-1 there. He was against Iannello. Iannello forces it over the blue line, but Maryland gets it back into the offensive zone with Amon in front. Harnan was trying to get a tip there. Couldn't quite get the stick on it at the end. Big hit from Michael Schreibman on the near boards right in front of us. Took Landon Szynski hard into these near sides. Harnan there, knocked down by Carlisle in center. Harnan still trying to get back to his feet. Ben Ferguson with the puck for West Virginia. Drop pass there, taken away by Schreibman. 3-on-1 developing for the Terps. Schreibman waiting. Harden a shot, blocked there by Dylan Young. Sean Amon trying to keep the pressure on for Maryland for Schreibman down low. Schreibman in front for Body. It's deflected by Carlisle. Sarah with a shot that goes high. Schreibman back in front. Shot for Sarah, saved by Zuck. Terps very dangerous here. Lots of opportunities. Near point, Sarah has that pass go over the blue line as he was giving it back to Petter. Still fairly deep in neutral, so West Virginia couldn't change, but that one offside on the re-entry. So we finally get a whistle here. 7:06 to play in the second period. A flurry of opportunities for the Terps.
That was the fast hockey that I think the Terps need to see if they can pick up a bit. West Virginia, when they slow this game down a bit, that's when they're able to, sustain their pressure. The Terps, though, their biggest asset, they're faster than these Mountaineers. They should try and speed this up if they can.
Maryland dumps that one into the offensive zone. First one there for West Virginia's Camden Briggs. He'll play it up for Hollander. Hollander facing some pressure from Grant Warner. He's forced to chip that over to Wogish. Charlie Wogish through neutral. Wogish to the far circle with a shot. Saved by Pharisee. The rebound for Hollander. Good block there from Andre Sarah with Pharisee out of position. At the point, Best Sends it across for Briggs. That pass offline. Romps will chase him into the corner. Still loose on these near boards. Grant Warner will be the first one there. He gets around Sims. 2-on-1 developing. Warner in tight. Warner with a shot. He just goes high. Had Zuck beat on that glove side. He just roofed it over the crossbar. Grant Warner with it behind the West Virginia net, and a one-timer for Pilkington and a save by Zuck. Held in at the point as we get a whistle here. Looks like the near official said the net came off. It must have come off by about a millimeter.
I don't know about that one, but sure.
I think West Virginia thought they had a penalty. Camden Briggs was getting ready to go to the box, and he's being told to get back out on the ice.
Yeah, don't have much to say about that one, but Terp's still dangerous here, hopefully.
Yeah, the post coming off by about a millimeter right there. Looked just fine behind J.P. Zuck. Best, a big check there on the boards by Cam Horan. Mohan ends up with the puck. Mohan finds Wallace. Wallace a long shot. Save, rebound for Horan. He couldn't get it off cleanly. J.P. Zuck, a juicy rebound right to Cam Horan, and number 27 in red couldn't get the shot off. Horan with a shot from the near side, stick to side by Zuck, held in by Rakowskis. Rakowskis right back at Zuck, another save, and Briggs will give it back to his netminder. West Virginia desperately wants a break. Travis Duchesne and George Best getting a little bit physical after that whistle.
That chance there looked very similar to the Terps' first goal from Travis Duchesne. And comparing Luke Mohan there to Andrew Wallace, getting that rebound pass off the pad of Zuck, and then that landed right there for Cam Horan, who, again, just denied by Zuck there. Unfortunately, couldn't fool him twice on that same play.
Mohan wins another faceoff. Wallace right off the draw, buzzes that one wide of Zuck. West Virginia now picking up speed in neutral. Here comes Scott. Scott across for Weichel. He couldn't get that pass cleanly, and Cam Horan collects it for the Terps. Horan sends it through neutral. First one there is Starr for West Virginia. He'll send it the length of the ice. No ice here as it's off the boards. Pharisee will cover it up. 5:15 to go here in the middle frame. Some fast-paced hockey right before this, and now we've had about 3 whistles in the last 15 seconds.
Terps have really put themselves together here within these past few minutes, doing a good job sustaining this pressure towards the end of this second period.
Wilson and Scott at the dot here. Tied up for the moment. It squirts out into the corner, and Blake Warner gets it for the Terps. Warner through center. It's taken away by Carter Brown. Brown for the Mountaineers, trying to feed it through neutral. Chase Wilson there for Maryland. Wilson, though, can't get it past Ambrosi. Owen Ambrosi, the goal scorer for West Virginia, plays that one up ahead for Rogers. Rogers drop pass. Ambrosi with a shot squeezed by Pharisee. Jack Pharisee shuffling over to his left post to get back to that shot. We'll reset to Pharisee's left. This is Wilson and Scott at the dot again. Scott with another face-off win. Can't get it past Starr. Starr down low. The only one there was Brian Teske, and Facciano pushes it in neutral. With it for the Mountaineers, this is Ambrosi. Ambrosi trying to get in tight on Pharisee. He's forced to the outside. At the point, this is Brown. Brown a long shot, pad save for Pharisee with traffic in front. Teske has that one click off of Carter Brown, so no ice here. Maryland will change its personnel. West Virginia trying to get a breakout going. This is Rogers. Rogers to the near side. Rogers one-on-one against his opposite 18, Brian Teske. Rogers leaves behind the net for Williams. Dylan Williams slowing things down as we get a whistle here.
I think, that time the net might have actually come off the post. I saw it jiggle a little bit, so assuming that's what that's for.
Yep, it was Jack Pharisee's left post just got pushed off a tiny bit. So 4:01 left here in the second period, and as we get another stoppage for the net coming off its moorings. Face-off coming to Pharisee's right. It's won by Harnan. Back there for the Terps, it's Teske. He'll ring it around the boards, trying to find Amon. One-on-one against Williams. Amon gets drilled by Williams there. Still able to push it ahead for Body, but they can't get it past Rogers. Rogers sends it down low. Brian Teske there for Maryland. West Virginia getting very physical now as Francis Gallagher delivers a hit to maintain possession for the Mountaineers. Dylan Williams working really hard against Sean Amon there. Amon doing everything he can to push this puck into neutral, and he will. Sean Amon. Beautiful effort there for number 26 in red. He was being slashed all over the place by Dylan Williams right there and never let go of that puck, as this is going to be icing on the Mountaineers right here.
That's why Sean Amon is getting that chance here at the first line tonight. We've seen him play with a few different main defensive people over his past 2 years. Last year, really slotting in with Caleb Craven there to balance him out, but now with him out of the lineup, he's getting his chance here again at that first line with Eli Petter trying to balance him out as well. Petter, more offensive defenseman, and Amon again defensive all the way. He's able to get that puck to the zone as he did just there.
Offensive zone draw here is won by Warner at the point. Sarah sends it low for Pilkington. Pilkington even lower for Grant Warner. Back up for Pilkington. He'll ring it around the side for Petter. Petter on the far side in front, tipped by Romps. That one didn't get all the way to Zuck. Held in by Sarah. Pilkington with it on the near side. Pilkington down low for Warner. Grant Warner facing some pressure from Jared Outward. Outward will play it up ahead, finds Rogers. Rogers sends it across. That one was out of reach of Szynski. Ends up back in neutral. Two teams fighting for the puck. It ends up on the stick of Tommy Pilkington. A chance there is blocked by Dylan Young. I feel like I've been saying Dylan Young's name anytime there's a shot block for West Virginia. That puck clicks off of the West Virginia bench as we got a whistle right here. 2:29 left in the middle frame. Another blocked shot for the Mountaineers in front of J.P. Zuck.
And Tommy Pilkington, he's really been loving those one-timer opportunities tonight, as all season. But, I mean, I feel like I've seen it significantly come out a few times tonight. He's been denied every time, but it looks like when he gets space, real estate alone in front of the net, he is going to really make a run for it.
Face-off is won by Mohan. Back there for the Terps, it's Rakowskis. Rakowskis feeds Wallace. Wallace hit into the boards there by Hollander, but not before he sends it into the offensive zone. Hollander there for the Mountaineers, trying to play it down low for Briggs. Briggs hit there by Duchesne. Puck ends up on the stick of Hollander as he falls to the ice. It's held in by Wallace, a long shot well wide of Zuck. Now Best collects it for the Mountaineers. George Best. As we go below 2 minutes to play here in the middle frame, that shot there is blocked by Wallace. Best leaves it, but it's intercepted by Rakowskis. Rakowskis off the boards for Duchesne. Great pass there for Horan. Horan, good pressure from Sims, and that one just dribbles to Zuck. Horan couldn't get the shot off cleanly. A great play from Travis Duchesne to feed Cam Horan right there.
An even better defensive stop from Sims, really coming in out of nowhere, it looked like, to swoop in front of Horan. Horan, again, looked like he had all the room in the world. Sims jumps right in front of him point blank, which made Horan not get the chance to take that shot.
Minute 45 left here in the middle frame. This will be Wilson and Scott at the face-off. Scott wins it. Starr takes it. And now here comes Ambrosi through center. Ambrosi one-on-one against Blake Warner. He decides to just dump it into the offensive end. Wallace there for Maryland. Leaves for Rakowskis. Up ahead for Wilson. That pass was just a bit offline in front. Scott has that shot blocked by Wallace. Adam Scott on the point. Sends that one as it's off of Chase Wilson into the corner. Weichel hit into the boards there by Wallace. Wallace and Weichel fighting for the puck. On the near side, Facciano trying to get it to the point. It's taken away by Ianello, and that shot's blocked before it gets to Pharisee. Maryland in neutral. It ends up with Facciano. Now he's got a one-on-one developing. Facciano trying to feed Rakowskis in front. That one got deflected into the air. Blake Warner for Rakowskis. Rakowskis, the shots blocked down there by Starr. Rakowskis still with it on the far side for Warner. In tight for Patrick Harnan. Harnan now. To the point, it's Teske. Teske sends it down for Facciano. Facciano for Warner. Blake Warner tried to play it back for Facciano. The two of them got tangled up with each other. But Teske's able to keep it in on the near point as that one gets deflected wide of the net by Zuck. Iannello slowing things down for West Virginia. Ambrosi has a little bit of space if he hurries. Scriven back there for Maryland. 22 seconds left in the frame. Starr with a keep in for West Virginia. James Body with the intercept. Body sends it into neutral, taken away by Hollander. West Virginia trying to get one last chance here. Good defensive play there from Teske to stall it up. Brian Teske takes the puck and he'll slow things down, trying to run out this clock. 4 seconds as he eats it in the corner. 2, 1. That'll kill the period. After 2, it's Maryland 2 and West Virginia 1.
The lead for the Terps is still just 1 goal, and the last man on the board was a Mountaineer. Terps striking super early there in that second period, but overall, some good pressure from them throughout this second period, and really still, I think, in my opinion, be the leader in this game so far.
Maryland with a lot of good adjustments in that second period, but still just a 1-goal lead to defend. Bailey and I will be back for the third period of play in about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Maryland Hockey Network. My name is Andy Parr, joined alongside Bailey Unchester for this third and final period of play here from the Hope Gas Ice Pavilion in Morgantown, West Virginia. Entering this third period, the score, your Maryland Terrapins 2, the host Mountaineers 1. Goals for Maryland courtesy of Travis Duchesne in the first and Patrick Harnan in the second. Only goal for West Virginia coming off the stick of Owen Ambrosi. And Bailey, I feel like we have to give a shout out to tonight's technical director, Grace Mohan.
Grace Mohan coming up here to West Virginia for the Terps. She's running clock for us tonight, trying some new roles. So shout out to her for, really taking a big role in the broadcast here for the first time. Thank you, Grace.
Yep, Grace running our score bug on the broadcast tonight, although whoever's in arena still hasn't started this third period clock yet. It still reads 20 minutes. Maryland bench furious. Now it's starting to run. We'll see how the officials adjust it. That shot off the pad of Zuck. Best collects it in the corner. Theoretically, only 10 seconds gone in the third frame.
Throwback to St. James.
Yeah. That puck, I was about to say, it looked like it touched the netting. Late whistle there.
Nobody knows what is happening currently. I don't.
Yep, they're letting the clock run a little bit now.
That's fair enough.
We'll see where they ultimately stop it. Looks like they've settled on 19:33.
And Grace is there with the adjustment. Good job, Grace.
Yep, officials seem to agree about 19:33, so that's what we'll go with. Only 27 seconds gone in this third period of play. Offensive zone draw for Maryland. Face-off here won by the Mountaineers. Still loose behind the West Virginia net. Luke Mohan trying to get there. Dylan Williams there for the Mountaineers. He'll send it around the outside. Sean Amon chasing to earn this icing here. He'll get it. So this one will come all the way back to J.P. Zuck's end of the ice.
Maryland going with that third line, who's already capitalized once tonight with Travis Duchesne from a beautiful sequence. Started with Luke Mohan. We're going to see if they can recreate that right here.
Mohan with a face-off win back for Teske. A shot there. Didn't get all the way to Zuck. And now Rogers has it for the Mountaineers. That pass blocked down by Amon for the moment. West Virginia still trying to be dangerous. Lost that puck to Haran. Now here comes Duchesne. Travis Duchesne working one-on-one against Rogers. Puck is loose on the boards. It ends up with Gallagher. Gallagher hit open ice there by Andre Serra. Good play from number 9 in red. Luke Mohan taken down, no call from the officials as Szynski leaves for Rogers. Rogers' long shot there, sticked aside by Pharisee. At the point, Outward can't hold it in for the Mountaineers. Jared Outward sends that one right at Pharisee. That one took a funky bounce right in front of the Maryland netminder, so he'll hold on to it and take the whistle. Jared Outward just kind of a dump in from center ice. Took a strange hop right in front of Jack Pharisee, and instead of rolling to his pad, it kind of skipped it to his chest. Carlisle and Warner at the dot here. Grant Warner wins it. Eli Petter using the glass to get this into neutral. 2-on-1 for the Terps if they hurry. James Romps trying to beat a foot race there to Outward. Outward wins it, but Romps takes him into the boards. Romps loses his balance. Outward ends up with the puck. Jared Outward for Szynski. Szynski has to play that one into neutral as Andre Serra was applying pressure. Eli Petter another takeaway. Grant Warner finds Romps in the offensive corner. Romps on the boards. Leaves down low. Carlisle there for the Mountaineers. Still loose on the near side. It's collected by Grant Warner. Warner trying to do a little bit of dipsy-do right there. Couldn't get around Hollander, but Warner maintains his possession. Grant Warner to the inside. That one clicks off of a West Virginia stick, so no play there, but Jack Rakowskis a nice keeping at the point. Far point, Andrew Wallace trying to get that one towards J.P. Zuck. Ends up with Body. Body plays it down low. Outward there for the Mountaineers. He'll play it up to the point. Another keep in there from Rakowskis. West Virginia really trying to change. Maryland making sure that doesn't happen. Another keep in here for Wallace. Rakowskis on the near circle. A shot off the side of the cage. Patrick Harnan there for the Terps has that pass taken away by Hollander. And this very tired set of Mountaineer skaters will finally get a change. Jacob Hollander out in front for Wogish has that pass deflected away by Jack Rakowskis. West Virginia gets their much-needed line change as Maryland ices this puck will get a draw in front of Jack Pharisee.
That was some funky zone time there for Maryland. A lot of, chances here and there, but none of them really came off of very well thought of setups, in my opinion. But they were able to still keep that puck there in the Mountaineer zone for probably close to a good 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, sorry to everybody listening at home. As you might be able to tell, 2 weeks off, my voice wasn't quite prepared for tonight.
It's okay. That was
We're
me
going to
2
get through this
weekends
third
ago.
period.
I could barely speak in Connecticut.
Schreibman with a keep-in at the far point has that pass intercepted by the Mountaineers, and they've got 2-on-1 if they hurry. Wogish, good defensive recovery there from Sean Amon to break up that odd man rush. Colby Sims fighting for the puck in the corner, loses that battle with Harnan, and now Schreibman picking up speed in center. Schreibman into the offensive zone, loses that puck to Hollander. Hollander now ahead for Wogish. Wogish couldn't handle that pass cleanly, and this is going to be offside on West Virginia.
Wogish is not happy with that one being offsides there. Not sure if he's frustrated at the officials or with himself necessarily, but we're going to have a draw here right close to us. You guys are going to get the best view of the house for this one.
This draw right in front of our camera here between Adam Scott and Chase Wilson. Wilson wins it. Amon for Teske. Brian Teske facing a little bit of pressure from Weichel. Play it back for Amon. Amon, long pass there, finds the stick of Facciano. No ice here as Facciano deflects it in. Warner and Best go barreling into the boards with each other. The loose puck in the corner is collected by Facciano. George Best gets back to his feet and takes away the puck. Best for Ambrosi. Ambrosi plays it off the wall and finds Scott. Adam Scott, long-range shot, well wide of Pharisee. Held in at the far side by Weichel. Eli Petter takes it away for the Terps. Petter trying to play it for Amon. Now there's a scrum on the boards. Amon comes away with the puck, skates it to the near corner. Amon finds Warner. Warner up ahead for Wilson. Chase Wilson carries the red line and dumps it in as he needs a change. Camden Briggs with the puck for the Mountaineers. He's taken down by Blake Warner. That'll be a trip on number 25 in red.
Pretty clear call there for the officials as Warner, no doubt about it. Taking a Mountaineer down there in that far corner. We're going to get another look here at this Mountaineer power play. Unable to capitalize when they had a chance really early in the game in the first period, but now with a few more goals on the board, we're going to see if that's turned around for them.
West Virginia 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Had some good opportunities, but couldn't get anything past Pharisee. They lose this opening faceoff, and Travis Duchesne pushes it into center. Good start to this penalty kill for the Terps. Duchesne will play keep away. Great pass there to find Sarah. Back over for Petter, and now Petter will send this down the length of the ice. Great start to this 4-on-5 for Maryland as Charlie Wogish loses his footing in center. West Virginia trying to start a breakout here. This is Hollander. Hollander has that puck sticked aside by Sarah, and Starr will reset again. Starr finds Sims. Colby Sims on the far boards, one-on-one against Sarah. Sims takes himself into the board. Sarah ends up with the puck. Can't quite get over the blue line, and now here come the Terps as Duchesne plays ahead for Haran. Haran in tight with a shot saved by Zuck. Short-handed opportunity there for Cam Haran. And he and Wogish will give each other a little shove after that whistle.
Looks like the Terps were maybe changing a bit there, which is why nobody was there on that backup for Haran. But if somebody was there on that post as Haran was charging in, that would have been an easy keep in there in goal for the Terps.
Great start to this penalty kill for Maryland. Already down to 1:07 left on the penalty to Blake Warner. And no opportunities for the Mountaineers so far on this man advantage. Romps will go against Gallagher at the dot here. Two of them tie it up. Romps pushes it into the corner. Camden Briggs, Rogers, and Romps all in a battle. It ends up on the stick of Jake Weichel. Weichel, a slow pass there for Ambrosi. Ambrosi feeds Rogers on the near side. Rogers chips it around Amon, trying to get this power play set up. At the point, this is Briggs. Briggs, long-range shot, saved by Pharisee. Now down low behind the net, Sean Amon gets it for the Terps. Teske gets it the length of the ice. We're a little bit behind on our score bug right now. There was an issue with the Wi-Fi connection. Getting caught back up. Blake Warner getting ready to step out of this box at any moment. Down to 12 seconds left on the penalty. This is Weichel. Weichel tried to leave for Gallagher. Eli Petter read that pass and gets it just over the blue line. Delayed offside here on West Virginia as Warner steps out of the box. Terps 2 for 2 on the penalty kill.
Yeah, that was great from the Terps. Good, big momentum shift, hopefully, in this third period.
Warner, a long-range shot there, gloved out of the air by J.P. Zuck.
Now the Terps are back to even strength since they were able to compete so well there, down a man. I'd really like them to see this be the moment where they really run away with this game if possible.
Yeah, man, tomorrow I need to bring a bottle of water with me.
I have cold medicine in my bag if you want it.
Might be a good idea after this game tonight. Offensive zone draw is won by Maryland in the boards. Terps and Mountaineers fighting for it. It gets out to Rakauskas at the point. Down for Warner on the circle. Warner shot from the circle. That one didn't get all the way to Zuck. Carlisle trying to feed a stretch pass there. This will be icing on the Mountaineers as he's not able to connect with Szynski.
Again, Mountaineers in their scouting report, they're not really great with those stretch passes. Either they're just not able to connect in general or it gets intercepted somewhere along the way. We saw that right there as the Terps again getting another chance to set up here offensively.
12:57 to play here in period number 3. Terps still protecting a 1-goal lead over the Mountaineers. West Virginia wins that defensive zone draw, and now through neutral, this is Ianello. Graydon Ianello going one-on-one against Wallace. Wallace crunches him behind the net. This puck ends up with Szynski. Out for Carlisle. Carlisle a shot. That one deflects off the pipe. Another shot there from Ianello is blocked by Wallace. Wallace will send this one around the side. Carlisle keeps it in for West Virginia. That shot there blocked by Schreibman. Schreibman, though, can't get out of the zone. This is Ferguson. Down for Szynski with a shot. Another save for Pharisee. Jack Rakauskas trying to get out of the zone. Finds Schreibman, but he can't get it past Young. Another poke at it by the Terps. It's held in by Ferguson. Ferguson on the far circle with a shot. That one goes over the cage. James Body with it on the near side. He'll finally get it through neutral. James Body drops for Warner. Warner back for Schreibman. Schreibman overskated it. Henry Scriven into the offensive zone for Maryland, but it's offside as Grant Warner was trying to go off for a change.
Maryland switching out some of their guys after a really dangerous sequence there for the Mountaineers. Again, the post saving Jack Pharisee and the Terps on a shot just a few moments ago. Terps are going to try and bring it the other way here.
Mountaineers have hit the iron twice tonight and found the back of the net once. Terps have not touched the iron and found the back of the net twice. Facciano trying to dump this one in from neutral. Doesn't get it past Kobe Sims, but Sims loses that puck to Warner. Blake Warner in his defensive end plays it up off the boards for Wilson. Wilson dumps it in as the Terps have a delayed offside. Outward collects it for West Virginia. At the point, it was barely out of the zone as Amon tried to keep it in. This is another offside on Maryland. 11:21 to go here in the third period. Face-off will come out to neutral. Terps still doing a good job of playing low-event hockey to try and protect this 1-goal lead for another 11 minutes and 21 seconds. This face-off won right back to J.P. Zuck, and he'll cover it up. So now this will turn into an offensive zone face-off for Maryland.
Terps still keeping out this fourth line here, which has been, again, very aggressive for them so far tonight. Not able to capitalize yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see them do so soon.
Sarah down for Warner. Blake Warner one-on-one against Outward. Still be fighting for it on the boards. Blake Warner ends up with the puck as he falls down to the ice. Now Charlie Wogish with it in center. Wogish almost got crossed up with Hollander, and Chase Wilson takes advantage there, pushes it back through neutral. Chase Wilson a takeaway there. Now Wilson near side. That shot blocked out of play by Starr. Starr coughed up the puck to Wilson and then had to block that shot himself. 10:55 to go here in the third period. Another offensive zone draw for the Terps after that one deflects off of Luke Starr. Scott wins that faceoff for West Virginia, and Best has it for the Mountaineers. Best sends it around the wall for Ambrosi. Ambrosi facing some pressure from Mohan. He'll send it up for Briggs. Briggs uses the wall but can't get it past Petter. And now this ends up with Haran on the far side. Cam Haran gets taken down. And nothing there as George Best was looking to the official to make sure he was clean. Now here comes Scott. Scott, that drop pass for Weichel sends Weichel into the boards with Mohan. Another takedown there as Eli Petter fell down. Terps starting to get frustrated with the no calls. In the corner, this is Ambrosi. Ambrosi loses that puck to Sarah. Sarah loses it right back to Ambrosi, but Duchesne gets a takeaway. Mohan will backhand this one in center. Best gets it for West Virginia, but can't get it past Eli Petter. Petter finds Schreibman. Schreibman overskated that puck for a moment, and now Dylan Williams trying to go the other way for West Virginia. Three of them all get tied up with a linesman, and ends up with George Best in his defensive zone. Best's pass is offline, but it goes right to Pharisee, so he'll cover it up with 9:44 left here in the third period.
Until the Mountaineers are really depending on this physicality as this game ticks lower and lower. They're running out of time to make a comeback here. The Terps, again, denying any chances of their breakouts so far tonight.
Went into this weekend expecting a lot of low-scoring, tight hockey. So far, this first night has delivered on that front. Patrick Harnan gets it into center. Andrew Wallace recollects it in the defensive zone for Rakowskis. That pass off the shin of Harnan. And now that one way offside as Dylan Williams deked out his teammate there, Francis Gallagher.
Williams again, not only offsides, but then skies that one way up to the ceiling here. Another tinfoil ceiling at the Hope Gas Ice Pavilion tonight as we have 9:24 left to play here in the third period on this Friday night. Thank you all for joining us again.
Yeah, Dylan Williams clearly frustrated right now for West Virginia. That's the third time this period that he's had a self-inflicted offside to stall up an opportunity for the Mountaineers. As Bailey said, he just skied that one into the ceiling after the whistle. Harnan drop pass for Pilkington, and that one takes a weird bounce, but Zuck gets the save. In the corner, Pilkington's following his rebound, finds Harnan. Harnan, a shot blocker, saves Zuck. In the corner, another takeaway by Patrick Harnan. Harnan on the near circle. Gets some pressure from Ianello, and Carlisle collects the puck, but can't get it around Schreibman. Schreibman tried to feed it back for Harnan. Takeaway by Ianello, and he'll send it through neutral. That one clicks off of Jack Rakowskis, so no icing here. Andrew Wallace feeds Schreibman. Schreibman can't get it past Wogish, but Rakowskis has the puck for Maryland. Jack Rakowskis across for Amon. Amon finds Schreibman. Schreibman on the far side trying to cut back to the center. Now to the near circle in front, and a save by Zuck. Tried to get a give and go to Patrick Harnan right there. Harnan gets robbed by Zuck at the end. Now this is Sims. Colby Sims can't get around Amon there. A good takeaway from number 26 in red, and he'll spring body. Body for Warner. Grant Warner stopping. Has that pass intercepted by the Mountaineers, and now here comes West Virginia. This is Wogish. Wogish working one-on-one against Teskey. Wogish will send this around the side. Sims for Starr. Body in the way, and Body plays it back into neutral for Romps. Romps gets over the red line and chooses to dump it in. Outward there for the Mountaineers. Finds Hollander. Hollander, though, can't handle it, and Teskey a long shot. A pad save there for Zuck. Charlie Wogish falls down, and they're going to call Grant Warner for a trip. I don't like that one bit.
I agree with you there, Andy. It looked like Wogish tried to sell that one a little bit on his end. Looked like he, again, blew a tire more than made any contact with Warner. We saw some earlier similar situations there against the Terps, though, with no call. And I don't mean to get too critical of a ref ever, but if you're going to call a game, I would at least like to see it evenly.
A lot of no calls that Maryland was frustrated with on the ice, and then that one, a very soft call that is drawn by the Mountaineers, and they're back to work on this power play. West Virginia 0 for 2 on the power play this evening, but trying to tie up the game here. This is Briggs. Briggs, long shot, deflected by Gallagher, and a save from Pharisee. In the corner, Ambrosi picks up the rebound. Ambrosi to the point, it's Briggs. Briggs trying to get down low. To the near circle, he fans on the shot. Duchesne takes him into the boards. Briggs leaves for Rogers. Rogers taken down by Petter. Andre Serra trying to get the puck. He can't. It's held in at the point by Ambrosi. Ambrosi down for Gallagher. Gallagher trying to play it for Rogers. Andre Serra was in the way, but it ends up with Gallagher trying to stuff it from the side. He barrels himself into the net, takes off the post. Pharisee kept it out. And Maryland very unhappy with Gallagher's power move right at their netminder.
Again, Gallagher literally kind of threw himself there full force, maybe trying anything he could to push that puck in. And you're going to obviously want to use your whole body, but as Andy was saying, Terps not happy with the force that was really put into that play there.
Appreciative of the in-arena DJ playing one of my favorite karaoke songs, Kelly Clarkson's Since You've Been Gone. Face-off win here for West Virginia. Starr down for Hollander. Hollander trying to feed inside. Williams jams that wide of Pharisee. Colby Sims trying to keep it alive for the Mountaineers. He finds Hollander. Hollander for Starr. Starr down low. This is Sims. Sims back to the circle for Hollander. He'll skate up to the point. Now down to the circle again. Hollander gets tied up with Serra. Serra taking Hollander with him. It ends up with Sims. In front, Williams, a save by Pharisee, and the rebound is cleared out by Andre Serra. What a stop from Pharisee there. Maryland bench saluting their netminder, and a takeaway from Tommy Pilkington in the offensive zone to kill more time off this clock, down to 25 seconds in the trip to Grant Warner. This is Hollander. Hollander finds Sims. Sims chips it into the offensive end. That one rolls right to Pharisee. He'll cover it up. 5:43 in the period, 13 seconds left on Warner's trip.
This is the Terps' biggest kill of the night, obviously, and this is one that they're going to want to make sure that they can maintain for at least these next 13 seconds, as again, a bit of a shaky call leading into this point. Just over 5 minutes left to play. Terps have the reins, especially if they can play these next 13 seconds well.
Carlisle wins the faceoff for the Mountaineers at the point. This is Ianello. Ianello, long shot, gloved out of the air by Pharisee. The Maryland crowd here very happy about that one.
Yeah, Pharisee, no doubt about that. Such a casual glove from him. Really solidifying that he is going to stand his ground tonight.
Carlisle against Wilson. Wilson wins the faceoff. Grant Warner getting ready to step out of the penalty box as the Terps clear it. Warner's back on the ice. They're 3 for 3 on the kill. Big penalty kill from Maryland right there. Terps trying to seize momentum as Sean Amon takes it in center. Off the board, Stefacciano. Up ahead, that one a little bit too long for Wilson, but a mishandle for Ianello. Chase Wilson nearly making the Mountaineers pay right there. Now Szynski trying to get some speed around Petter. He can't as Petter takes him into the wall. Here comes Eli Petter. Petter for Facciano. That one bounces off of his stick. And Dylan Young feeds Szynski. Szynski can't get it past Andre Serra. Serra will send it across for Blake Warner. Warner leaves for Serra. Back ahead to Warner. Warner will chip this one, but it's taken away by Ambrosi. Ambrosi for Young. Young can't get it past Eli Petter in neutral. Jake Weichel trying to fight for that puck. Blake Warner wins that battle and backhands this one right to J.P. Zuck. Zuck will backhand it over to Ianello for Weichel. Back up to Ambrosi. Owen Ambrosi motoring through center. That one barely onside according to the officials. Another takedown here as that one was loose in front of the net. Schreibman picks up the puck. Michael Schreibman now the other way for Maryland. Schreibman to the near circle. A shot glove saved by Zuck. A snappy leather right there from number 72 in blue.
Zuck has a very impressive wingspan there with his blocker and his glove both. Schreibman really did all he could to find that angle in a way where that puck would have landed in the net, but Zuck had that angle well covered there, as Andy was saying. Beautiful flash of the leather there. from Zuck and net.
Harnan wins this face-off. Battle for it in the corner, ends up on the stick of George Best. Best sends it slowly around the boards for Briggs. Briggs trying to get to Hollander, held in at the point by Wallace, a long shot that goes wide of Zuck. Now Best finds Wogish. Charlie Wogish sends it across for Hollander. Hollander back in front, that pass was behind Sims. Harnan tried to use the glass to play that one out of the zone. It came right back to him off a weird bounce. Rakowskis now with the puck. Rakowskis sends for Wallace. Wallace. How many cross checks does it need to be before they blow the whistle? Patrick Harnan and Charlie Wogish hits Wallace again. Charlie Wogish absolutely going off the ice here. He was just constantly harassing Harnan away from the play, and then gives one more shot to Wallace in center. Officially, they'll call it a rough, but Maryland headed to the power play here. It only took about 5 slaps from Wogish before the official put his arm up.
No matter how mad you might be here as a Terp fan or a Terp on the ice, you won in the end here with this call. You have 3 minutes left to play here, and 2 of those minutes you're going to be up on that man advantage. Obviously not, a consistent place to say that you're going to come out of this ahead, but a very good chance here for the Terps to really pull away with these last few moments.
Face off here won by the Mountaineers, but it's held in at the point by Teske. Teske around for Body. Body back to the other side, it's Petter. Petter to the point for Teske. Down to Harnan. Harnan back up for Teske. Teske, long shot deflected by Duchesne just wide. George Best trying to get it out for West Virginia, and he will. This one going the length of the ice very slowly. Patrick Harnan, the first one there, as he's hidden to the boards by Scott. Teske feeds Petter. Petter dropped to Teske. Brian Teske chips it into the offensive end. Teske and Best go one-on-one there. Still loose behind the West Virginia net. James Body fighting for it with Camden Briggs. Briggs will send it around the wall, but it's held in by Petter. Petter, long shot, another tip by Body that goes wide of the net. Sean Amon. Amon taken down there by Briggs. Puck is still loose. James Body, a good effort to maintain possession for Maryland. Body. Up to the point, it's Teske. Teske, long shot that goes just wide. Down to 2:08 left in the third period. Maryland just trying to keep possession to prevent West Virginia from pulling Zuck. Duchesne across. Teske, a shot saved by Zuck. Still loose. Amon trying to push it in front. Score! Sean Amon! A power play goal off the scramble in front. And it's 3-1 Maryland.
Sean Amon making his time on the first line tonight. Memorable. And Terps fans are loving that one from the assistant captain. Terps were in there on Zuck's crease for what seemed like an eternity. It was Sean Amon who was able to pull away there with that last rebound shot.
Maryland, a huge insurance goal from Sean Amon on the power play. And the Terps, with 2 power play goals tonight, now have a 3-1 lead with under 2 minutes to go in the third period. Got to imagine J.P. Zuck is skating out of his crease as soon as West Virginia gets possession, but Henry Scriven has the puck for the Terps. Scriven has that shot deflected by Starr out of play. This one will come out to Zuck's right, but another offensive zone draw for Maryland, and number 72 in blue will be forced to stand in his crease again. Face-off tie-up here, taken by the Terps. Blake Warner forces it to the far side. Warner up for Sarah. Sarah can't get it past Williams, and now look out here. Dylan Williams with a 2-on-1 developing, trying to feed Rogers. Good defensive recovery from Henry Scriven. Behind the net, Williams is taken into the boards by Facciano. J.P. Zuck seems content with standing in his cage. West Virginia's coach Adam Brown doesn't seem to want to go for the 2-goal comeback. Still fighting for it on the boards. West Virginia comes out with the puck. It's Dylan Williams, has that taken away by Chase Wilson. Wilson pushes it back into neutral. This is Rogers with 1 minute left to go in the period. Pharisee out of his cage to play that one. Leaves for Sarah. Sarah finds Warner. Warner will use the half wall to play this up for Wilson. Here comes Chase Wilson. Wilson, a shot. That one's blocked by Outward. Chase Wilson, you know how bad he wanted that one this night. Chase Wilson still with possession there. He'll dump it into the offensive zone. Changes off the ice for likely the final time in his record-setting game. West Virginia chips this through neutral. Jack Rakowskis there for Maryland with 25 left on the clock. Finds Haran. Haran up ahead, loses that puck to Starr. Maryland looks like pretty content to just let this run out, as does West Virginia. Starr up ahead, finds Ferguson. Pharisee will go out of his net to play it. Jack Pharisee around, finds Haran. Haran for Mohan, who pushes it into neutral. And as the clock hits triple zeros, Luke Mohan taken down by Dylan Young, but that'll end this one. Play love story in Morgantown. The Terps finally back into the win column, 3-1 over West Virginia.
Terps are able to just climb over the Mountaineers right there with a desperately needed win, 3-1. The main breakout coming there at the end of this third period. The most exciting part of this game were those last 5 minutes of scrambling for the Terps to, again, really take the reins. I said that a few minutes ago. The Terps were able to come out of that strange penalty kill opportunity for them. That's going to be what they needed to run away with this one, and that's exactly what they did.
A big sigh of relief for Maryland there, finally back into the win column. And as we shake hands at center ice, a big win for this Terps team to get the confidence back. And Bailey and I will be back here on the Maryland Hockey Network tomorrow at 2 o'clock for the one that counts towards conference standings. But for everyone here at Maryland Hockey Network tonight in West Virginia, social media specialist Anna Dalbora, technical director Grace Mohan, color commentator Bailey Unchester, my name is Andy Parr. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and we will see you tomorrow afternoon.